Those are some nice cards you have there. I think I'll play them.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm doing some crimes with Grenzo, Crooked Jailer. This is a brand new arena-only card that heists from your opponent's deck, which means that when it enters the battlefield or at the start of your upkeep, you look at 3 different spells from your opponent's deck and you choose one. It goes into exile, and then you can cast that spell for mana of any color. Unless Grenzo's out, in which case you can actually cast a spell you do not own once per turn for free. Grenzo is incredibly powerful, and this deck is about doubling his ability and, well, keeping him alive, because you want to keep stealing from your opponent. Ideally stealing cards that steal even more cards. And trust me when I say we're going to have some mirror matches because Grenzo is hot right now. This is a Rakdos control deck that's got a crime sub-theme because it's really fun to get to play your opponent's cards. Grenzo Crooked Jailer is also just a huge amount of value in the current Brawl meta because it's casting a spell for free and it lets you look at 3 different ones. You may, know that in Brawl, there's a good chance that your opponent is playing big, rampy, good stuff, which means that you play Grenzo, you see 3 spells, and there's a pretty dang good chance that one of those is going to be Ulamog, or one of those is going to be Time Warp, or one of those is going to be something huge and impactful that you do not need to pay mana for. Oftentimes, Grenzo is able to cast a spell for free on your turn and your opponent's turn if you have enough ways to take from your opponent's deck, and this deck does have some. I would say the biggest one is Outrageous Robbery. You can cast this at any time in the game, but those spells in exile will be castable for free with Grenzo whenever he comes out, just one of them per turn. So we're going to take Grenzo into the queue, and we're going to play your deck, not mine. Omnath, Locus of the Royal. Landfall will eventually get them card draw, but until they get to that point, it'll just grow their elementals. This hand is okay. We're not doing much. We could maybe kill like a little bit of ramp. We have Fable of the Mirror Breaker, but I don't have anything on turn 1 or 2, nor do I have any of my own ramp. So I'm going to mulligan, and I like this hand a little more. We have ramp, we have a kill spell, Sword of Reanimation is probably just going to be a land, and protection for Grenzo. Gotta have a little protection for my Grenzo. I'm just gonna throw down Agadeem here. We need 6 mana to cast Grenzo, and though they do have some counter spells in their deck, hopefully I'll be able to get ahead of that. Oh, Mr. Spoopy Gengar! Thank you for the 17-month resub. I'm ramping. Next turn, we could even plunder, make them discard. This, by the way, does not actually work with Grenzo's ability. It's just a really fun card to have. Okay, Cabaret Courtyard is going to get them 2 landfall triggers since it automatically sacrifices itself. Somebody is banging doors in my apartment. I'm gonna blame the teens that live downstairs. Dang, teens. Always knocking things down. Ooh, into the north. Yeah, that's a lot of ramp. I've got a Volatile Fjord. They could play Omnath next turn. Oh, look at that! They even had a Delighted Halfling to follow up with. Good for them. I can kill one of these, or I could go for a double spell, but I think that it's going to be best if I use Elspeth's Nightmare to hit the Lotus Cobra. I'll let the Delighted Halfling live for now. I'm not a counterspell deck, so the can't be countered part is not that impactful here. They're a landfall deck, though, since Omnath cares about lands entering the battlefield, so taking out this extra mana off the Lotus Cobra I think is going to be the right move. Also, Swoopy Gengar, thank you not just for the sub, but thank you for the bits!
Mr.
Good luck on games. I'll do crime. So much crime.
X1500 GL on games.
I feel like I've been building so many different Rakdos decks, including Jasper Flint and, like, Rakdos himself. They put a lot of good stuff into crime decks in the recent set, didn't they? Okay, here comes Omnath, Locus of the Royal. So they did have a double landfall for this turn, so I am very glad I took out this Lotus Cobra. Omnath is getting bigger. Yeah, Delighted Halfling is a way to protect counterspells on your legends, or like prevent counterspells on your legends. Let's see what's in their hand. Tundra Fumarole? No, that's an Invasion of Karsus. Oh, well, now it's in the graveyard. Since I have 2 cards left and I don't quite have enough for Grenzo, I'm going to use the Plunder from Down Under, and they can choose between discarding 1 or 2 cards from their hand. You got a dropped mountain, and I got a case of the locked hothouse. I'm not going to bother waiting on this Omnath. I'm just going to hit it now. Goodbye, Omnath. We've got a Risen Reef into Bramble Familiar, because these are all elementals. Exile that graveyard. Goodbye, Gravy. I think we'll just go straight for Grenzo. They're an Omnath deck. They've got to have some big, good stuff in that deck. So let's see what we hit. We got Frostbite, Tireless Provisioner, and Cultivate. Doing the Cultivate will get me the most ramp, and also get me the closest to actually activating this. So I'm just going to use this for free. I'll just grab 2 mountains. Perfect. 1 goes in my hand, 1 goes into play. It's Grenzo time, baby! We've got a lot of mana out here. Omnath currently does 3 damage on Enter the Battlefield. If they can get another elemental out first, this will be enough to kill Grenzo. Well, looks like they're going to get that Risen Reef trigger. They're going to deal 3 to Grenzo today. Might have some burn to follow up. Looks like they did hit a land. And there's Frostbite. Hey, we almost stole that spell. Move that commander to the command zone. Yes. I do have enough mana to replay Grenzo because of that Cultivate. And here comes Grenzo again! They're tapped out of blue, so I don't have to worry about counterspells, and... well, that's an Omnath. Now, Omnath is better if I can follow up with a landfall, but it's also just a really good card. It's going to also reward us for the stolen landfall synergies we have. Case of the Locked Hothouse will allow me to play additional lands in a turn, and then allow me to play lands, also creatures, and enchantments from my own library. I'm going to be the landfall deck. Me. They're using Escape Tunnel to fetch another land. And now they are drawing cards off Omnath. They have hit the 8th threshold. So they're getting counters, and they're drawing cards. Hi, Fiddlethip. Hi, Kami of Bamboo Groves. Let's see if they have another land in hand. They do, which draws them another card. This was my first Omnath card, too. I never had one of the mono green ones when it came out, but I did have Omnath Locus of Rage because I had a Lord Windgrace deck eventually, and this was in it because I love landfall making tokens. Omnath is swinging in. I could trade with the other Omnath, but I don't think that's a great idea. Yeah, because it's whenever this or another elemental dies, we get to deal damage. Oh, I should have blocked the Delighted Halfling. I didn't even see it was attacking. Yeah, I don't know why that was happening. Oh! Now, listen, Roaming Throne sounds great, but that's a free Karn's Temporal Sundering. Let's go for this Snow-Covered Mountain. Case of the Locked Hothouse, so I can play 2 lands. And I am going to attempt to bounce their commander back into their hand, undo all those counters they've put on it. Taking extra turns with all of these Omnath and their elementals sounds really good. I'm just double checking if there's any creatures I'd want to reanimate. No, but we could Cruelty of Gix, make them discard. Sure. Sounds good. I also have Instant Speed Mithril Coat here because I can Dark Ritual into the coat. Alright, Chapter 1. Show me your secrets. They have an Omnath and a Braid and Seagate Restoration. Because we know about this Abrade, I'm going to swing in with both of these to try to get them to triple block Grenzo. Alright, instead what they're going to do is they're going to, I think, try to Abrade him on the block. So that works too. Dark Ritual. We get 3 mana. And we flash out the Mithril Coat and attach it to Grenzo. This case will be solved. We have 9 out of the 7 required lands. And we take an extra turn. So we'll go to Chapter 2. And what do I even tutor for? Great question. Ooh, Phyrexian Metamorph. I will search for Virtue of Persistence. That's a fun card. Sure. Lets me do more crime. I'll kill the Risen Reef. And we have 5, 10, 15, 21 damage here. If I blood on the snow and kill all the elementals, it should be lethal. Let's do it. Everybody dies. Except for Grenzo. He's gonna live forever. 3 damage, 3 damage, and 3 some more. Winning with our opponent's cards. Exactly what Grenzo wants to do. GG. Nashi, Illusion Gadgeteer. When he enters the battlefield, he makes a copy of a spell in the graveyard and puts it into hand. Which means that you end up with infinite value off of Nashi. This is a really, really tough rat to deal with, and you have to be careful about him looping incredibly strong spells. Oh, Nashi, you are a frightening rat boy. This was, by the way, part of the same release that brought out Grenzo. And I'm the one who revealed these cards, and I think I forgot in my evaluation of Nashi the fact that, well, he's in Sultai Ultimatum colors, so that's what the decks all tend to do, is they play Sultai Ultimatums. I've got myself an Arcane Signet, which allows me to take a little look at their hand and see if they have any spells for me to put in the graveyard. Now, remember, they can bring the spells back, but I want to make sure that we have things going here. All right, yeah, so I don't have any counterspell protection in hand, so I'm going to hit the Wash Away over Assassin's Trophy or Maelstrom Pulse. Some salty tomatoes. Yep, the saltiest. I could have also set up, like, put a spell in their graveyard for me to intentionally recast, but if we wait a turn, we might get that anyway if they use, like, Maelstrom Pulse. Do I want to exile this out of their graveyard just so they don't have it from Nashi? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. You can go infinite with Time Warps and Thassa's. Sure can! Yes, you need to fear the rat. You gotta fear the rat. So they're pulsing the Signet. I will float some mana. All other permanents with the same name as that permanent. They destroyed their own Signet! Okay. I'll take it. I'm happy with that. I'll throw down another cool rock. This one's name is Worn Power Stone, attached for 2! They've got 4 mana now, so they could play Nashi. But I have enough mana for Grenzo, so if they have a counter spell, cool, that could happen. They could also be looking to Assassin's Trophy the Grenzo in response to his ability. Okay, so they're going to blast my Worn Power Stone. Great, I'll grab a swamp. Yes, please. I would love a swamp. This one! I got another land. Okay, so we will play the land, and I'll just throw down Grenzo. See if it gets countered. Nashi would exile the cards he copies. He makes a duplicate of the card into your hand. Also gives it haste, but like... Or gives it flash. Alright, so we got Counterspell, Key. We definitely don't want Pact. Key to the Archive, I think, is pretty strong and could also get me Counterspell, but I wouldn't be able to cast it. I'm going to take Counterspell. So this is just me saying I'm protecting Grenzo or I'm stopping your Nashi. Even feeling their deck's playing a lot of cheap removal for Nashi to recur? Yeah. And then some blinkies. Some stinky blinkies. There's multi-colors. There's a lot of good value. There's ramp. There's extra turns. There's big nasty stuff, too. It's a sorcery speed counterspell. No, it's an instant speed counterspell. And I can cast it for free. It's a free counterspell. Not like Pact of Negation that would kill me because I can't pay blue mana. You looking to play that rat? A deadly cover-up? I don't think so. Remember how I said they've probably got an Emergent Ultimatum in their deck? I sure do! I sure did see that! Alright, so let's show them a... Ooh, Breach the Multiverse. Okay, well, they left. Listen, turnabout's fair play. If you didn't want me to play Emergent Ultimatum, you shouldn't have put it in your deck. GG, Nashi. Emoti, Celebrant of Bounty. She ramps, she cascades, and she lets you cascade even more off big spells. Hello. I am going to be using this Dark Ritual in order to get Grenzo out early. We also have a bit of ramp off this Ornithopter of Paradise, so it's going to be a bit of a ramp off here. Who's going to do the sickest flip off this ramp? We'll find out. I also kind of liked the Dark Ritual on this turn to get out Chromatic Lantern and the Ornithopter of Paradise, because I think that would have given me enough mana for it. Intrepid Paleontologist. But I know what I want, and it's Grenzo on turn 3. Hey, Grenzo, come on out and do some crime. Oh, that's a Cityscape leveler. Don't mind if I do. Just a turn 3, 8 mana spell. Grenzo, baby! Is a little overpowered. The Scarab God. Just like us, it's doing crime, but it does crime by taking things from the graveyard and turning them into zombies. I, too, can take things from the graveyard. But they're not zombies. I'm just taking parts from graveyard. This should be a pretty fun match since, you know, Scarab God does crime, we do crime. And I'm hoping that they're the zombies version of Scarab God and not just the control version of Scarab God. But for the most part, they tend to be more on the control side. It's a stronger deck than playing the zombies one. But zombies are so fun! So I chose to use You Find Some Prisoners to destroy their ramp there. We both have slightly costly commanders, so I want to make sure we're ready to rumble, though I may not have, may not get a third land. We'll find out. This deck, by the way, I'm running a lot of lands. I want to say there's 44 lands between the MDFCs and the, like, actual lands. MDFCs being the double face cards that are spells on one side and lands on the other. I think my best is cool. Thank you! It's good for doing crime in. It also has a bunch of fun pins on it. It's got mana symbols and a bunch of rainbows. And there's a Poro on there too. Hard to see, but there's a little, whoop, there's the Poro. He's got sunglasses on. So Scarab God, what are you tutoring for? And how grim be your tutors. I should take some of the mana symbols off my vest for the mana colors that I don't feel like playing. Oh, what if I only left the Rakdos ones on, because those are the colors I'm playing today? But I'm always Naya at heart. They burned out their timer on that tutor. Like a land. I wonder if their computer crashed. We should only leave the blue on. No! They're here. And I got a Tasha. There's no creature in my graveyard, so they can't steal from there. But they could make it so my creature gets weaker on attack. I am going to discard a card. I think I will discard Cut Down, since they have not presented anything that can be killed by it. What do we get? Ah! Angress Rampage! Okay, yeah, I will get rid of the Tasha. I was trying to decide if I want to play Chandra this turn. We are going to make them sacrifice the Tasha. I'm still going to attack with the Goblin, and it's going to turn into a 1-1, but that's fine. Yeah. Could be somebody on mobile. Yeah, and also if you're just on, like, a slower computer, trying to search through your entire library can get really hard. 1/1 is what goblins should be. I know! Proper goblins, the 1/1s. Oh, running down. I feel fairly sure that they have a counter spell here. So my plan is going to be to go for the roaming throne. Because the roaming throne can double my Grenzo heists. Oh, Urtai. Yeah, that's a counter spell and a creature. If they countered us, by the way, I can reanimate it. So that's fine. Oh, wait, are you killing a reflection of Kiki Jiki? Oh, well, I can't reanimate that because it's an enchantment in the graveyard. Ooh, Power Stone. Ooh, a rogue. Chat's just so excited. It's like, Amy's playing the roaming throne. Yeah, listen. It was in the Jasper Flint deck, and it's in this deck because I always want to do more crime. Hello there, Mr. the Scarab God. So even if I manage to kill the Scarab God, it can come back. It just goes back into their hand. But for that to happen, they would need to leave it in the graveyard. Hold up. Leave it in the graveyard. They left it in the graveyard. Now, I paid a lot of life for that, and it was worth it. I am the one with the Scarab God now. I'm attacking in. I'm going to bolt this Urtai. And since I do get blue mana off these treasures, I might be able to use that Scarab God's abilities in the future. Evil? Me? A little. A little. Zareth San, the Trickster. This is a deck that's trying to steal from my graveyard, and they do so by hitting me with Zareth San. This deck is probably going to be almost entirely control, a mix of counter spells and kill spells to get permanents into my graveyard so they can take them with Zareth San. All right, so we got Aether Gust, that hits the red spells in my deck, I guess. Duress, Black Market Connections. Right now, the Duress would be hitting my Feign Death. Black Market Connections would accelerate their game plan, and Aether Gust is only sort of a counterspell. So I'm gonna let them have the Duress. Like, yeah, you can see this, and you can Aether Gust my Prosper, I guess. Ooh, actually, they'll probably Aether Gust this. It's a Fable the Mirror Breaker. I think that's worth putting back in the deck. I want land, so I'm gonna pop it to the bottom. Since if I can land one of these, I'll feel very well protected, especially with this, because this has Ward 2. But I'm going to go for Prosper if I can, since Prosper gives me card advantage. Prosper also makes treasures when we're casting things with Grenzo. There's also another wee criminal who does such things. Oh, hey, Krydle. I could kill Krydle. I'm not really afraid of Krydle, though. So Krydle is good to enable Rogue Jutsu, which is what you could do with Zareth San if he was in your hand. Zareth San allows you to return an unblocked rogue, put it into your hand, and then Zareth San comes out attacking. This doesn't work, though, from the command zone, but you can still flash him out. They scribe, they put it on the bottom. Very prosperous. I'd like to live long and prosper. This is a good card, and many other cards work very well with it, including Crime! I should update Prosper again soon. Put a Grenzo in there. Put a Jasper Flint in there. So many good cards. All right, they shocked that in, so I'm going to guess that they have Wash Away. I am not going to be playing the Grenzo here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start with the Locthwain Scorn on Krydle. They let it die. Okay. Here comes Prosper. Ah, it resolves. Okay. Maybe it's a kill spell. Murderous Rider. Nothing. Okay. Great. Love that for us. Ooh, an Impetuous Lootmonger. I'm just gonna play this. Like, ignore Grenzo. Play things that give me more heist. I'm gonna discard the Croxa. Ooh, I could have played the Roaming Throne first. It's so good when you do. All right, so we're gonna heist. Notion Thief. No, I want Dark Ritual. We're roaming and throning, baby. Spell Swindle? Okay. Alright, so if I cast this, I'll get 5 mana. Yeah, so this is weird. The Dark Ritual is stolen, so if I cast it, it will cost 1, give me 3 mana, and then both of them will make a treasure. If the Roaming Throne had actually resolved, casting this would have given me 6 mana. All very doable. My hand's empty, bro. Those are all stolen cards. I know, we have very similar card backs. Yours are cleaner than mine. I don't have a hand. Sorry, Sarah-san. You have a lot of treasures, but you're gonna have to look a little bit deeper here. All right, Hive of the Eye Tyrant. My guess is they're trying to kill the Roaming Throne? Or, sorry, trying to exile the Kroxa? I'm going to use up this Dark Ritual. Turn 1 mana into 5. But most importantly, we can get this Bitter Triumph and kill their land. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Excuse me. There we go. Die! I love that this gives me extra treasures, too. Okay, and they're 1 mana short of actually being able to flash out Zareth-san. Ooh, monkey. Ooh, Grenzo. Ooh, monkey. Ooh, Grenzo. We're winning. GG. Muldrotha the Gravetide. Muldrotha allows you to recast permanents from your graveyard and replay lands from your graveyard. Oftentimes playing great things with strong enter the battlefields like Ravenous Chupacabra or self-sacrificing sagas, because they're good. I am going to shock into a Blood Crypt here. Take a look at their hand. Show me your secrets. Black Market Connections or Outland Liberator. I'm going to hit the Black Market Connections and let them get that Liberator out, because I'll be able to kill it with either Elspeth's Nightmare or Kolaghan's Command. Turn 2, though, we got a Mind Stone. And this is going to exile their graveyard, which is huge. Behold, a little guy. I use Elspeth's Nightmare. This is one of my favorite, just like, does 3 things kind of cards. We're up to 4 mana now. If I wanted to, I could have also played Key there to try to get the Grenzo out faster, but because this can destroy artifacts and enchantments, not worth it. They cultivate. That's going to get them more lands. Also, they have Vorinclex with Reach and Vraska who kill. Oh, I can play Grenzo this turn anyway. Bye, Vraska. Yeah, I'll go for this. It's always prime time for prime time. Fire Chasm. Is it under owner's control? It's under its owner's control. Force of Vigor. If it's not your turn, it is my turn. Destroy to 2 artifacts, enchantments. No. Okay, so I think based on what they have in hand, if I play Oyer Chasm, they'd be able to block it. I'm going to go for Solemn Simulacrum. Gets me a land. I would like black mana. Vorinclex grabs them 2 lands. So I didn't want to, like, go ramming speed into Vorinclex with Oyer Chasm. For free? For free. Tatyova, Benthic Druid. Yet another big ol' rampy deck. This is great for us because it means that the spells we'll be sealing are extra strong, but it also means that they have access to counter spells since they're both green and blue, and since they went first, had turn 1 ramp, they're gonna be going hecka fast. All right, saying hello, howdy, and then I wanna blow them a kiss. Kisses for you. Oh my gosh, I just got sent a picture from my brother of his students who are, they're Japanese exchange students who went to one of the Celtics playoffs games this week. And this is so cute. They had signs all rooting for Jason Tatum because they really like Jason Tatum. That's adorable. Adorable children with signs for JT. Listen, I appreciate Jason Tatum quite a bit. I'm sure everybody knows at this point, based on like the number of Celtics shirts that I wear. I like the Celtics. Why'd you put that back in your hand? Oh my gosh, we're getting raided! Hi! It's Gav Nassif! I feel like they're gonna counter whatever I cast, so it's like, am I going for Tibble? Am I going for Grenzo? Or am I going for Bulky to see what's in their hand? I'm going for Tibble! Full mana! Sick jacket slash vet. Thank you! Yeah, okay, so it's actual factual counter, at least it wasn't mana drain. I would have been so embarrassed if it was mana drain. Welcome! Thank you so much, Gab Nassif, for bringing a raid. Welcome, everybody. I'm currently doing some heisting, some feisty heisties with Grenzo Crooked Jailer. This dude is rude. It is especially rude when all of your opponent's cards are good. So let me see if I can, like, steal some good cards. Let's see if this is another counter spell, too. They didn't replay Shigeki. Grenzo resolved. Is he being turned into a Time Warp? Free Time Warp? It's more likely than you'd think. Okay, cool. We get an extra heist and an extra turn. We get Tail's End, Disdainful Stroke, or Nissa. I think all the things that I'm really scared of are hittable with Disdainful Stroke, so I'll take that over the end. I want to do more crime, so I'm going to pop down Gonti. Gonti is going to look at the top cards, let me cast one. Okay, well that will stop more counter spells on me. Here's Crucius, because I don't need a Day of Judgment. I don't need Day of Judgment, y'all. So we're going to get something that costs more than 4 from our deck. Crater. This is actually the second time I've stolen a Veil of Summer with Grenzo. And every time it has been so funny to be like, oh yeah, you're trying to counter me? What if I counter your counter spells? And then what if I took your counter spells and I also countered your counter spells? With Veil of Summer. I swapped my board wipe for a board wipe that costs 2 more. How embarrassing. We win though. GG Tatyova. Tesa of the Ghost Council. Speaking of scary cards that came out in this alchemy release, this is one of them. Tesa of the Ghost Council is a lot like Obzidot. It can exile itself, come back, and doing so gives you some enter the battlefield value. Woo! Backwards, thank you for the 32-month resub! Do I want them to have hand hate, Moida, or card advantage? I'll take out their hand hate because it exiles, and I don't want them to kill my Croxa. So when this Tesa enters the battlefield, and remember, she can blink herself to enter the battlefield more, her intensity goes up, and she makes a spirit. And based on the number of intensities she has, or I guess her intensity count, it's not a counter, she buffs all spirits, including herself. This Tesa is hard to deal with because you need instant speed removal to take her out. And she keeps growing and growing and growing stuff. Yeah, it's Tesa's dead ass. So the thing I've been calling this card too. I don't want to deal with that. So I will pay the 1. Can't believe she let herself be killed. Skill issue. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the murders, you know, the ones that are at Karlov Manor, she's the one who was murdered at the Karlov Manor because she's Tesa Karlov. We got our Chromatic Lantern down. So now if we steal a card that has like an activated ability in white, we'll still be able to use it. Her and Zagana. Yeah, but nobody cared about Zagana dying, right? Please play something for me to make you sacrifice. Okay, they didn't. I can make them sacrifice this cool rock. They're just gonna kill Prosper. That's fair. I mean, I could have held up the Shouldered's Edict, but the more things they kill, the more things go in my graveyard. Exile, not just kill. No, kill. This is kill spell, not exile spell. This is a Phyrexian Arena. It just draws them cards, loses them life. Who killed Tesa? It was one portion of Tristani. Or do you mean, like, physically who did the murdering? It was Tristani controlling Etrata, yes. Yeah, I think that's right. Oda, I think, is the head of Tristani that did the murder. Or, like, commanded the murder. Good for her. Alright, so here comes Tesa. And we're gonna blast her with this edict. So, Tesa, if she's not on the battlefield when this resolves, does actually not get the intensity. This is just like a pro tip. If you respond to her ability, it doesn't fire. So even though she gets to keep her intensity, she didn't get it here. So we could either bring out Croxo, or I could go for Grenzo. I'm going to do Grenzo because I love to do crime. So Grenzo, what do we get? A bird, this thing, that thing. All right, I'm going to go Aven Interrupter. So this is not a counter spell, but it does make it so whatever spell your opponent was casting goes into exile, has to be cast at sorcery speed, so it does like absolutely hose counter spells, and makes it cost 2 more. All right, so that's a Liliana. I am going to interrupt the Liliana. I could wait until they minus, but like, no, this is better. And I also can't cast this spell again this turn because it's been plotted. What's this? Etrata killed Zagana, but Tesa was killed by a courier. Ah, okay. They are going to use Ossification to put Grenzo in jail. I'll put him back into the command zone. Hand empty, head empty. I'm exiling cards to make you discard. Oba's the head of Tristani that was doing a bunch of that. They dropped an Aven Mind Center. Sensor? Sensor. They have enough mana to replay Tesa, but I feel like they're probably gonna go for like Liliana or something else. If they kill the Aven Interrupter, the Liliana will be free. It only costs 2 more because of the way this ability is templated. Alright, go to combat. I'm trying to think of like big spells in white. The Wanderer? Settle the Wreckage? Those don't really feel like they go that well with Tesa. I guess the blink off of Wanderer does, but not of Wandering Emperor. Eternal Wanderer does. Marius Call's not instant speed, though. Oh, it's the final showdown. So they're killing these two, keeping their spirit token alive. I will go for Fable of the Mirror Breaker into a card draw off Castle Locktwain, so I lose a little less life. That's pretty big. Yeah, this is the instant speed board wipe. Final showdown. If I have an empty hand when I cast Lootmonger, I just straight up get a heist. Awesome. Very lit. Very rad. Here comes Tesa. The spirits are growing. Liliana is free. Free real estate. Okay, well, they don't want that. I do have 1 card in hand. They could make me discard. Rude. I wanted to heist. Well, if I get 1 more mana, then Grenzo can heist. And if I get untapped mana, I can always throw it back using Fable. Huh, look at that. Regular mana. I'll decline, play that, do crime. In this way, they will be able to kill Grenzo if I don't get another creature here. Okay, what is this? Get Lost, Imp's Mischief. Okay, I'll take the Get Lost and just kill the Liliana to help protect Grenzo. Sweet. So they have Virtue of Persistence. If they play it here, they'll be able to recur a creature from the graveyard each turn. And there's a couple good ones. Nothing too huge, but still some very good cards. And now these spirits are starting to be a problem. Because they are 3/1s. This one's a 4/2 now. Oh, hey, Boromir. Please don't kill Grenzo. He's all I have left in this world. Just play the Virtue. Come on. It's fine. Sink all your mana into a big spell. Oh, that's Elish Norn. Okay, that's fine. I already got my enter the battlefield, but we can wait. I'm just gonna die to these spirits in one more attack. Bye, Tesa. Oh, and this will also double her ability. Yikes. Okay. Swords to Plowshares. Tinybones joins up. Or to Fairies Protection. Swords to Plowshares lets me take out either the Tesa or the Norn. I'll grab that. That flips. I'm actually gonna eat this token. Go for the draw and lose a life. I'm trying to decide on hitting the Norn versus this. Now I have to hit the Tesa. Tesa comes back, and as I mentioned before, we want to respond to the enter the battlefield. Also, this is free, so yay! Free stuff! They will still get the spirits, but her intensity won't go up. Saying good game. Oh, do they have enough mana to play her again? She costs 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Oh, they have 9 mana. We're in danger. She gets to wiggle. Oh, and does she ever. 10 damage in the air. GG, Tesa. I guess I should have waited until they got to combat. Taken out. GG. The Gitrog Ravenous Ride. I love Gitrog Ravenous Ride. This big ol' frog has haste. He's got trample, and he wants to hit you in the face after being saddled up by another big creature. All right, so we got Sheoldred, they have a Thoughtseize, Mosswood Dread Knight, all sorts of sweet sacrificeables. I'm gonna hit the Sheoldred. Now, they could either turn 1 Elf or turn 1 Thoughtseize. Cool. They're seasoned them thinks. I'm gonna pay some life to bolt the Elf. Always bolt the bird. Yeah, Ravenous Ride is so fun. And I would say that the thing he is weakest to is instant speed removal, which our deck actually has quite a bit of. Is part of just, like, keeping ourselves alive. That's what we do. You can wait until they're done saddling up, and then you can use your kill spell. There's lots of other good cards in Golgari colors, though. So it does not appear that they're part of the extremely high power build, like that's just playing super high-powered creatures. Wait for the saddle, and then you go for the kill. Still have big scary things to deal with after it's dead. Yeah, but I mean, they want to draw cards and put lands into play. This is a big scary thing. Zoprangel's a big girl. Makes things even bigger. Dread Knight's getting a little lifelink. I'm actually considering the Bitter Triumph on this here. They'll be able to replay the Dread Whispers next turn, but they would not be able to use that and get the frog. Pay 3 life. Hit this. I'm gonna dash this Ragavan. Hopefully I steal something that costs 3 or 4 mana. Give me the goods. That was a land. Okay. I don't know the name of the adventures things. I just read them. I guess I know some of them. And I know Bone Crusher Giant has a stomp. Okay, here comes the Dread Knight, drawing them a card. And here comes Grenzo, doing a crime. Okay, we got Pock, Halfling, or a Signet. We're gonna rock out with our Pock out. Also play this Ragavan. Hey, Pock. So Pock doubles our lands if we play them, but I already played a land that turn. My god. I also have a legendary land in hand, which would get doubled, but it would also get sacrificed. Oh, hey, big Zoprindel. Okay, Tear Asunder, Binding the Old Gods, or Sholdred. They do not have 2 creatures to sacrifice. We're gonna go... The other chapters on this don't do much for me. I'd have to pay 2 mana for this, but I really want the Exile. I can still kick it. Do this. Kick it. Great. And I will make 2 mountains, courtesy of Pock. What a menace. I could try to get that roaming throne back. Yeah, let's go, baby. I'm roaming and throning. Oh, there's also a Crucius. Nah, I want roaming throne. And we name Rogue. I'm a rogue one. This is a rogue. This is a pirate. I might want to leave back Pock to block Frog. Yeah, okay. Grenzo and Ragavan swinging. Oh, it's a Turn Timber Symbiosis. It is stolen, but I can't cast it since I don't have the mana, and I've already cast a spell for free this turn off Grenzo. Here's the big frog. They have 2 more mana they can spend on creatures, and 1 extra here. Okay, everybody's coming in. I will block and block. Boop, boop. Looks like we're gonna turn around with their stolen Pock, also steal 2 more spells. I can only cast 1 of them for free, and win the game. Gargle and Multani? I have to play it, I'm sorry. I need them to know that this is what I stole. I need them to know that I have the Yargle and Multani. GG, Gitrog, Ravenous Ride. Aragorn the Uniter. This is a big stompy deck that gets different effects based on the color of spells that they're casting. This hand is not that great, so I'm going to mulligan. This has ramp, I'll take it. If they cast a red spell, they deal 3 to my face. If they cast a blue spell, they scry 2. If they cast a white spell, they get a 1/1 token. And if they cast a green spell, a creature they control gets, and this is wild, +4/+4 until end of turn. Meaning that typically it's focused on Gruul. Undercity Plunder. Okay. No. Yeah, maybe? No. 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 Okay. The more colors a spell has, they get more of these abilities, too. Oh, Confounding Conundrum. Well, I already used my fetch land, so that's fine. Behold, an Ornithopter of Paradise. Getting turn 2 ramp with a Dark Ritual in hand means the potential for the turn 3 Grenzo. They're killing that. That is extremely right of them to do. Now I have to wait an entire extra turn to Dark Ritual into Grenzo. No, I can't protect the Grenzo, so I might want to wait. A Hobbit! I want to kill that. I'm just gonna go for, like, killing a perpetual buff on Grenzo. And then if they still manage to get out Aragorn this next turn, I can make them sacrifice it. Will Dark Ritual into Thought Distortion be worth it? very unlikely. I find that Aragorn decks, they have some things, but usually not too many. It might be good this turn, though. And I am going to do it on this turn, because I think this is a wash away. I'm sorry, all of the cards in your hand? All of them! What kind of Aragorn are you? You need creatures to give +4/+4 to! Muldrotha, the Gravetide. We ran into one of these earlier as well, and we were able to cut them off by stealing their spells, and this time I've got a turn 1 monkey. I love a turn 1 Ragavan. Hey, Muldrotha. I want to steal your spells, please. Ma'am? Madam who plays things from the graveyard? Behold! The monkey! Watch them play, like, Kami of whatever the heck. Oh, deleted halfling. I'll trade. Yeah, because you can bring things back from the graveyard. I thought about actually, like, Baleful Mastering there just so I could ramp. They do have access to counter spells, so I think Cavern of Souls is a good choice. Are these Post Malone sleeves? They are Post Malone sleeves! Does Muldrotha have a gender? Yes, she is Multani's daughter. Per the flavor text. Rogue! They don't actually have any black mana or blue mana right now. Whack. Maybe I'll Takanuma and just, like, bring back Ragavan. We'll see. If there's nothing for me to kill, like... I want that monkey. I want my serious monkey business. Human? Human? Well, a monkey in hand is worth 2 in the graveyard. Behold the monkey. Ragavan dashes, gets a treasure, exile the land. Still kind of got some color issues. Reclamation Sage on my treasure. What if they'll sacrifice it? Cool. Crime. Grenzo! Stealing a card from our opponent. Now, they could have a kill spell, but it would require them sacrificing their Reclamation Sage. Since right now, all they have is colorless mana. Sheoldred's Edict. In response to Grenzo entering the battlefield, so I can't cast anything for free. What a shame. Oh, this lets me get this out sooner? And this is just mean. Sometimes we're just bad people here. You see your casualties, you play your casualties, you be the casualties. You hope that they play an artifact or an enchantment, so you can just hit right there. You can hope. You can dream. You can destroy their snow-covered island. I'm actually probably going to destroy their Phyrexian tower. Zoop! Alright, creature and land. Creature, land. They'll sacrifice it in response. Yeah, part of also taking a card like Casualties of War is in order to stop them from getting... Alright, so they're actually going to counter this. And let me draw a card. Let's see what we get. Boop. Rude. Solemn Simulacrum gets them more land. Are we talking about the April Fool's sleeves? These were, I think, 2 years ago. They put them in for an event, but they only made them, like, available a year ago. Black market connections. Oh, I hope they pay the 6. I'll be disappointed if they don't. One Ragavan, please. Kind of hoping they block. Ragavan feigns death. Monkey return. And I think I'm gonna drop one of the single targets or the board wipe. Let's drop Bedevil. Grab something that costs more. Ooh, like a Cruelty of Gix. Monkey 2. Oh good, they paid the 6. Have I ever built a pony deck for Brawl? No, I don't think that any of the horses really need to be built as commanders. I have a Shadowfax deck, which is horse, but not a Build-A-Pony. Unless you mean My Little Pony, in which case those cards are not legal in Magic anywhere. They're silver bordered, but they're cute. And a lot of people will let you play them. Aww, okay. Sheoldred makes us sacrifice the Ragavan. And I'm going to use this treasure to try and hit Sheoldred with the Baleful Mastery. Now, they can sacrifice this in response. If they do, they won't get to draw a card. But I want to make sure that I am exiling this if I can. I went for the card draw, letting me exile it. Cruelty of Gix. What would I want to steal? At this moment, nothing. At this moment, what do I want to steal? From them. I want to steal from them. Show me your secrets. Invasion of Zendikar, Maelstrom Pulse, or Explore. I'll take Invasion of Zendikar. That way, I'll get ramp, and I can use the ramp to replay Grenzo if they kill him. If/when. I would like more black mana. All of our spells in hand are black. I can offer a trade here, but I'd rather not. I think I'm gonna drop the board wipe. The Deadly Cover-Up does give me a way to hit their graveyard too, which is nice. Maybe, you know what? I think maybe Murder Strider. Oh, they're exiling Grenzo. Okay. Move my commander to the command zone. Sure. And I'll drop the Moiderous Roida. I'm gonna get something that costs more. Oh, like Sheoldred. Perfect. Do you pay the 6? They paid the 3. Briscoe comes into play and makes a clock. Gross. Ew. Yuck. 10 mana Grenzo feels like the mana he should have cost. Yeah. I feel that sometimes. There's a lot of stuff out here. I think they had already played a land this turn. Yeah. What am I most worried about? What do I most want to destroy? Ooh, I should actually lead with Cruxa here. Just to get one more card into their graveyard. Comes the core, it's just ramp. Follow up Deadly Cover-Up. I am going to collect some evidence. 6 mana value. I'll just grab the Blood on the Snow. And I think hitting the Urtai is going to be smart. I can see what's in their hand. Diabolic Intent. Just like checking out the kind of spells they have. Okay. Well, they don't like that, which is fair. I'm going to escape Croxa, make them discard the Dispute, and cause some problems. Big problems. GG, Muldrotha. Nicol Bolas, God Pharaoh. I played against one of these earlier today, and I thought-seized them on turn 1, and they left because they didn't want me seeing the cool cards they had. So let's try this again. Nicol Bolas, God Pharaoh, is a Grixis commander that works well for control and for crime. And it looks to me like, oh yeah, they've got some crime already. That's a mana drain. They can't cast the mana drain until they crack this open. They got the Spire Bluff though, so we want to make sure that mana drain is not available to them, because that is a crime. It's a different kind of crime, but it's a crime. Based on the spells that they're running, by the way, seeing the Scales Redirection, this is probably my Nicol Bolas deck, which I just updated and threw out into the wild for people to play with. Nicol Bolas crime is you gotta use the +2, occasionally the -4, to steal cards, cast them for free. Grenzo's in that deck because he's good. I also added like all the new Heist cards because they're so tasty. Knowing that they have the Angerous Rampage, I'm going to play the Cold Steel Heart. I'm going to name Black, and I'm going to expect it to get sacrificed unless they go for the Thieving Aven this turn, because this bird is good! A good bird. Nice. Snow-covered mountain into Key to the Archive, and they'll be heisting me every turn with this. Doomblade. Dies to Doomblade. I'll drop Agadeem's Awakening because it's a fake land. Not a real land, it is a fake land. The bird Heist. Heisty, heisty. And whenever they cast a spell that they don't own, this will get bigger and hit me for more. That's good. Well, they're trying to decide what they like. What is it? Is this something you want to play right away? What did you steal? What did you steal? Show me, show me, show me, show me, show me. I want to know. Matacite, I want to know. Please! Ugh, they probably can't afford to cast it. Oh, okay, they're going to make me sacrifice the Cold Steel Heart. That's fine. I can still cast Grenzo. Can. And I think will. I could wait on Grenzo, but I think that it's good to play him while I can. Grenzo time! What do we got? Monkey. Ooh. Thought Distortion. So it's definitely not fully my list, because I don't run Thought Distortion in my Bolas. But I totally could. Alright, so we got rid of the Gale's Redirection. That's a counterspell that would have stolen. They still got that Thieving Aven. They don't have enough mana for Nikki B this turn. Unless they stole a Dark Ritual? Unless... Probably they stole removal. Since Grenzo, a lot of removal. They'll want to kill him before my upkeep, though, so I won't be able to feign death. I wish I could put Thieving Aven in this deck. Please, I'm glad you like my jacket. It has cute pins on it. It has mana symbols and rainbows. Oh, a Spiteful Banditry! The bird lives! Terrifying. I don't have any reanimation. I just have Takenuma. Arcane Signet. Playing the Takenuma. Killing the Chicken Nugget. Let's see what this Bolas comes out to do. I assume this is the Bolas turn. Bowling for Bolasies. Hi, Nicol Bolas! Time to steal. Oh, I'm sorry. You're playing my deck wrong. Some people, they don't understand. You only use the +2 and the -4. Anything else is lame and uncool. We're here to be gay and do crime. Like, every single day. They're a +1er? Shame the +1er! Play the Grenzo and do more crime! But what about second Grenzo? question is, like, do I want to play it right now? Or do I want to wait? I gotta wait. You're gonna kill my Grenzo, and now I'll have backup Grenzo. I don't have a problem. Just really like doing crime. I just only want to play other people's decks. By the way, a crime v crime deck with Grenzos in play gets nasty fast. That's noises. Wait, a roaming throne? You took my roaming throne? Pirate? Relic of Legends. Okay, Heist. That's a pirate. This is fun. Silver Simulacra is not something I'd be casting for free. But it is something I really like. I can use Shuldred to sacrifice the roaming throne, get it in my graveyard for a potential cast later. And yeah, we're gonna sit here and chill. I don't need to cast anything. I'm just gonna bank my cool stolen spells. Hi, Nicol Bolas. Guess what? You can't +1 me. My hand's empty. I think there might be people, like, stomping on the roof. I thought it was the kids that live downstairs making noise. No, I think the kids are up on the roof. Oh, hey, Chandra. Are you gonna kill Grenzo? They killed Grenzo. Now I'll have to play a different Grenzo. Yeah, we packed a spare. Hey. Nicol Bolas versus Nicol Bolas. Oh. No. I should use the -3 now. But maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. Oh, there is no future. I successfully crimed a crime deck. GG. Tinybones Trinket Thief. Makes you discard and then draws cards. Also, if your hand is empty, well, he's gonna have something to say about that. He's gonna make you lose 10 life if he has 6 mana to pay. Step 1, we play the command tower. Step 2, we get ready to discard a lot of stuff. I'm gonna drop the Bedevil. Since we have so much power in the command zone, for me, just keeping ramp and a little bit of removal is going to be big. All right, Tinybones is going to be dying to... Ooh. Elspeth's Nightmare. I was going to use Kolaghan's command, but yeah, I'll use Elspeth's Nightmare. Tinybones who do the discard. The new Tinybones also likes discard, but not as much as the old Tinybones. Hello. I'm an enchantment. Elderfang Disciple. I'll drop the land. Oh, we get to see what's in their hand. Davriel, Long Goodbye, Fatal Push, and Virtue of Persistence. I think it's either gotta be Davriel or the Virtue. But since the Virtue doesn't kill my commander, I'm gonna go for Davriel. This Davriel is just like pure value. That's why I'm getting rid of him. They also don't have any other discard spells left. I wonder if they'll just play Tinybones again. I can play Grenzo? I say that like question mark? I can play Grenzo? I can play Grenzo. One Grenzo, please. Ah. What lovely spells you have. I don't know which I would rather have. So these are the ones that I'd probably be casting for free. Whereas the Meathook Massacre I could be using to just take out both of those. I'm going to take out the Virtue of Persistence. Feed the Swarm, that's what kills Grenzo, but I'm okay with them killing Grenzo. Especially because it's going to cost them 6 life. Yeah, moving back to the command zone. T-Bones. You think they're going to discard? 'Cause I'm going to make them discard. Ooh, Despise. That's what they drew. I have no creatures or planeswalkers. They must despise me for that. No, look at you. a spiteful banditry. This kills their little dudes, gets me a treasure. And because I have a chromatic lantern, I actually don't need to crack open this fetch land. Big, meaty hooks. Not trying to look at my friends' looks. I'm trying to look at my graveyard. Inquisition of Kozilek. How did you know? Discard and 2 damage. Which card? That card. Oh, wait. That was the whole player. The whole dang guy is gone. Well, I guess we successfully out-discarded the Tinybones deck. GG. Thalia and the Gitrog monster. I actually played against this same Thalia and the Gitrog monster when I was playing Bolas. I remember the name, Garuk the Cursed. This hand's kind of slow, but... Am I willing to keep it? Ah, get them all again. Alright, we are now a mono-black deck. Great. A mono-black deck with a turn 1 duress. That's a lucky draw. Let's see what we got. Maelstrom Pulse, Shoulders Edict, Elspeth Conquers Death. So we got removal and removal. Knowing about the Shoulders Edict makes it a lot worse since I can play an additional creature out. It's like get red mana. That should help. Oh, nice. Some ramp. Weaver's Bobble's like 3 mana overall to get a land. But that's about as good as you're going to get in colorless. Hey, you didn't play any creatures. I'm just going to do this now. I ain't waiting. Red mana. More red mana. Yeah, why didn't they play something? That's what I want to know. Why didn't they play something on that turn? Hi, Thalia and the Gitrog monster. Lets them play additional lands so they do not have an additional land in their hand. Sacrifices lands or creatures. This is a great one to be sacrificing, by the way. Just pop down the Elspeth's Nightmare. And I think I'll go for the Direfleet Daredevil, like, once they use one of these. The Maelstrom Pulse they could use on this Elspeth's Nightmare, because otherwise I'm going to hit their hand anyway. Nice. There's the Pulse. So we can turn around and use the Pulse on Thalia and the Gitrog monster using the Direfleet Daredevil. That's my plan! And they're not attacking in because that used up all their green mana. Oh, wait, they are attacking in? Brave. Sacrifice the swamp? Cool. Okay. This way they're holding up Shoulders Edict. Now, I do have enough mana to play Grenzo here. I just don't have plans to play Grenzo. I have plans to play removal from their graveyard. I love Direfleet Daredevil. I love my little crime. A little criminal. Ba-boom. They'll be able to get 2 forests once they get another green source. Vorinclex is so good. I've been putting this into so many decks as like a value card. Nice. They did get a forest. They'll get 2 more, and they don't have to be basics. They could just be any forest. And we've seen them use up 2 pieces of removal, so I don't know if I'd say Grenzo is safe. But he's safe enough. Let's go ahead and play the guy. Let's see what we steal. Alright, Wrath of God, Beseech the Mirror, and Reprieve. I think Reprieve could be enough to protect my Grenzo here, but it depends a lot on the cost of the spell. If it's like a 2-mana kill spell, then they just cast it again. But if it's a big spell, or like their commander, ooh, I'll bounce it. It's not a counter spell, it's something else. They've got 6 mana now. Anguished Unmaking. So here's something fun. They do have 3 more mana, but they do not have the right colors of mana. Grenzo will live another day! Or at least another moment. Mithril Coat only makes indestructible. But it looks like the threat of continuous crime is enough to curtail their advances. So we are going to win! GG. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. And if you spent this entire episode thinking, dang, Grenzo's kind of too strong. Well, I agree with you. Grenzo is kind of too strong. I think that you should have to work a little bit more to do the crimes that you're committing. But, you know, if you want to play your opponent's cards, Grenzo is a very easy way to do that. This deck is also one that's fairly flexible. You can add more or less crime cards, adding things like Robber of the Rich, and you can take out some of the control cards, but they are a really good strategy in 1v1 Brawl to keep you alive long enough that you can steal your opponent's haymakers off a lucky Grenzo hit. Heist in general, by the way, I found is very, very strong. So if you have some room in your red and black and blue decks, consider adding some Heist cards. They're good. They're good. I really like this guy. I think he's cool. Lets me do extra stealing. If you're looking for the deck list, it is in the description of the video. And if you're looking to find me, come on over to twitch.tv/Amazonian. It's where I stream almost every single day, and it's where I get to record fun videos like this. I even brew my decks live on stream, so people can yell at me and be like, Amy, please, more Laughing Jasper Flints. And I'll be like, of course, more Laughing Jasper Flints. I love Laughing Jasper Flint. In fact, I love him so much that one of my friends, Ben, gave me a copy of him after I managed to not open one in 3 boxes of Thunder Junction, which was very nice of him. And then my friend Declan made me a drawing of Laughing Jasper Flint. He's so happy he has 2 swords. He's so happy. Thank you so much for watching. Have a brawlful day.